In this video we're going to look at the Capture Cookie lab. Now this lab is a little bit different to previous labs. Previously the objective was to trigger an alert box, but on this lab the objective is to capture the flag cookie. And we've still got a submit payload box, we've got a box to submit the payload as before, and then there's also a second box to submit the cookie that we capture. Okay, let's launch the lab. And there's an interesting tip here advising us to use the access log on our payload hosting lab. Okay, let's try doing a basic injection. Okay, so it's visually taken effect. If we look at the source, we can see that's a simple unsanitized reflection. Right, so the next step is to try injecting scripts. And there we go. So straight away we've successfully injected scripts. But this alone is not going to solve the lab because we need to extract the cookie. Now, let's have a look at our payload hosting lab. So if we scroll down, we can see this access log. And if we preview the lab and go back, and you can just see that a slash has appeared in the log. And in fact, if we put something else in the URL, we can see that what we've entered has appeared in the log. And this is going to be useful for exfiltrating cookie, because if we can cause the victim's browser to access a URL on here, we can extract some data. Okay, so let's go back to our lab, and the technique I'm going to use is to use JavaScript to create an image, and then I'm going to set the source to be an address on our payload hosting lab. I'm going to delete the foo equals bar, and what I'm going to do is append document.cookie. Okay, so let's try submitting that. Okay, and let's have a look in the logs, and there we go. So we have extracted a cookie. However, at this point all we've extracted is our own cookie from our local browser. So that won't solve the lab. What we need to do is to take this URL and submit the URL to the headless browser. Okay, so the payload submitted. No notification as yet that we've solved the lab. So let's check the logs, and we can see we've got another cookie. We can grab that. And there we go. We've successfully solved the lab. So this lab introduces some interesting new techniques. We're going beyond just popping an alert box, and we're looking at what malicious actions can we do once we've gained the ability to execute JavaScript. And when we're doing these kind of labs, this ability to view the access log becomes very important. And I just draw your attention to the text here. The access log is ephemeral, so it's not saved in the database. So if we refresh the page, and the access log is empty, and it's only from now that we'll receive data. So if we refresh this page, we can look back and we can see the request being logged.